is David Ajax, and I'm from the state of Washington.
My name is Peggy. David and I are married for 34 years, and I'm from the state of Washington also. And Panama is extremely beautiful. Temperature very much like southern Florida, but the people are generally very gracious and helpful and wonderful. And we are so blessed by the neighborhood we live in. We live in a middle-class neighborhood. The houses are a little bit nicer than some of the outlying areas we visit, but we're not in a high-class area. There are many places in Panama who have homes that are quite large, that are very beautiful and spacious, that are built with the expat in mind. And in Chitre, there are several areas where that is the case. But we are right in the middle of a normal neighborhood. And I love it, and I'm happy here. The house is small. The house we had in Denver, Colorado was a great big house on the lake waterfront. Panama suits us. We are happy with everything here. David can't speak Spanish very well, but he understands it. I've learned a new language, and I find my experience in Panama to be very rewarding. Yeah, Chitre is a good area. It's close enough to the ocean. We can just drive out to the ocean in about 15 minutes, and there's different areas on the ocean. There's beautiful sandy beaches, and another area where we have a Bible study out in La Agajita is a nice area. The beach is not sandy, but it's kind of a mud beach, but it's beautiful when the tide is in. So Chitre has all of the amenities that Panama has to offer. They're not as expat oriented as Coronado, the beaches area, or Panama City, but Chitre is very, very warm. The people, I feel more safe here, more secure. There's not as much crime in this area of Panama. It's as you go south, the crime seems to increase. But in this area, it's very rare when things bad happen. So we're blessed to be in Chitre.
There's about 5 pretty good-sized grocery stores. There's 1 movie theater. About the only thing we don't have that Panama City has, well, we don't have as much traffic as Panama City has. This is one good thing. We don't have maybe the high-level restaurants that you would see in the United States. And we have a McDonald's, a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Domino's Pizza, and what's the other pizza right across it? Leonardo's Pizza. But otherwise, the restaurants are fine, and there's different nationalities that have their type of food that we can go to the restaurants. So we're not lost everything. Chitre, I think, is about the 3rd or 4th largest city in Panama. And Chitre is not known for it, but Los Santos, which is 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, was the first city or first area to put the Panamanian flag up when they declared independence. It wasn't their Independence Day, but they rose a flag, a Panamanian flag in Los Santos, which is just up the road a little bit. And the carnival is in Los Tablos, which is about 45 minutes away. It's like a Mardi Gras. They haven't had it for the last couple of years. They're not going to have it this year because of the pandemic. But I mean, there's supposedly 250,000 people that go into Los Tablos, a city of about 15,000, for that week.
They do have one really first-class restaurant. It's at the Azuero Hotel, and they will serve you just about anything that you would normally get at a first-class restaurant. But the rest of them are more colloquial and more, friendly. So we're very happy in Chitre as a place to live.
And there is groups that get together, like on the restaurant you just ordered. On Thursdays, there's an expat group that gets together there. I think I've seen 30 or 40 expats there at one time. And people are from Canada, Germany, United States, England, from all around. And then I just came this morning. We have a veterans breakfast. This Canadian has a restaurant. This good friend of ours has a restaurant. It's called Ebenezer. And he used to give free breakfast, but now they don't open in the morning. So we get together This morning I think there was 12 people there for coffee. I mean, you can drink as much coffee as you want.
Yeah.
They get together, and they're also on WhatsApp. They different there's the English Bible studies, and there's the Panamanian Gringos they call it, and then there's in Pedicee, which is about an hour and a half. There's so if you're an expat wanting to move here, there's other people to talk to, and you can get along. I speak very limited Spanish. It's not a problem. I won't tell you how I get along, but I do. I get along very easy.
He has a wonderful
I got
interpreter.
a person here, Marcel, that works with us. That's very good in English, and he was born in this area. And anything I need done, he knows the person that does it. Well, I'll speak to the public transportation, which is great. I mean, there's taxi cabs all around which you can get, but the bus service in Panama
He's outstanding.
is outstanding. I mean, you just don't stop at the bus stops. They stop at the bus stops, but if they see someone coming down the road and waving, the bus stops, pulls over and stops for them. I mean, in the United States, I don't think you would see a bus pull over when you see someone walking down the road to pick them up. I don't think you'd see that. But in Panama, that is good. In Chitre, it's nice here, and there's a lot of buses. Actually, I have not ridden the buses in Chitre. I've ridden the taxis once in a while, and I have ridden the buses going to Panama City. So transportation is good.
As far as driving, if you're from New York or Los Angeles, you get along just fine. Because in Panama, you do the car dance. Yeah, there's stop signs, but you just always anticipate that if there's enough time, they're going to zip through, okay? And if one car pulls out, it's possible another one will zip through right behind them. There aren't very many accidents.
No, there's funny, there's not many, but it's like I look at it sometimes, it's like a ballet almost. It's how they're switching around and going around. This car is coming this way, and this car is going that way, and this car is going that way. It's kind of like
It's like a dance, yeah.
Like a dance. And they use the horn a lot.
And you need to use the horn a lot. But it's from not having driven for 4 years to being healed. We finally got a car after we were here for 5 years, or 4 years. We were here 4.5 years, got a car finally. And then we learned to drive in Panama, and that was exciting. Now, Panama City, I can drive in Panama City, but it's very challenging. It's just like being in any other great big city in the U.S., so it's a challenge. But transportation is great.
I know I was interested when I first knew we were coming down here that the beef was going to be pretty tough. Well, now I bake everything. So by the time I'm done baking everything, it's as tender as can be.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. It depends on where you buy. But the beef, and if you want American goods, there's American goods in different stores, and you pay probably a premium for them. But when we go back to the United States, the last couple of times we've been back, we haven't gone to the grocery store. But I know one time we went back, and I thought, well, went to the grocery store and I found out, wow, the prices are cheap in Panama.
They are.
I thought maybe they're a little bit higher here in Panama, but in Chitre here now, everything is probably a little bit less expensive. Haircuts are $5 to get. What was the other thing? $5. Oh, my garbage is $5 per month. Per month, $5 per month, and they pick up probably twice a week. And so, car washes are $5. Everything's $5. Car washes are $5 also. I think for the haircut it's $4, and I give them $1 tip. So that's why I'm saying $5. Okay, in our house, which is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, our house, we use an air conditioner in our bedroom 24 hours a day. Okay, our bill is $60 a month. Okay.
For electricity.
For electricity is $60 a month, and our water I think is $4.95 or $5.10 a month, and then the phone we're on a phone plan, unlimited calling, for $33 a month.
For each phone.
For each phone, yeah, for her phone and for my phone.
And we use the internet for TV. David watches USA Today. which gives him how many channels?
US TV now, which comes out of Pittsburgh, and it's wow,
19, 20, or 30?
I think it's $30 a month. But anyway, it gives all the channels, but it comes out of Pittsburgh, and so you're getting, if you like football or if you like baseball, you're getting all those games. I mean, you're getting the national games on also. But
Yeah. So there, you can access those channels. You can also do that through Roku and other mechanisms.
yeah, Roku.
And but we try to go as least expensive as possible because we like to spend money on other things. They have PriceSmart here in Panama, which
Oh,
is
yeah. Like
an
a Costco.
arm of Costco in the U.S. And all that comes through Costco, most of it is available through PriceSmart. And so we make a trip once a month to Santiago to
About
buy
an hour.
bulk items that we distribute. So it's very nice to be able to buy American things at PriceSmart. And there's a little store here called Save Mart that buys from PriceSmart, marks it up just a hair, and then sells it. So we do get some American products for a reasonable price. Reba Smith, there's a focus with Reba Smith on the Expat. So they do buy a lot of things like Cool Whip that we can't get anywhere else. So I said, David, you need to go to Reba Smith and get me some Cool Whip. So yeah, Chitre has most everything that you could possibly want. There have been some people who have moved to Panama who have been disenchanted because their reasons for coming, what they were looking for was not here. And a family that we bought my four-wheel drive car from, thank God, because some of the roads we go up in the mountains, you cannot take a regular car. And even the four-wheel drive sometimes has a little trouble, but Wonder Woman does it. So actually it's
Then
not
send me the picture of going through the river.
Yeah. Well, and so it's an amazing thing, but the expats are very welcome in Panama as long as they have sufficient funds to support themselves. Panama likes that because they spend their money here. It helps support the country. Tourism is a big thing, and because of the pandemic, it has really been difficult for Panama and other countries that depend on that. But the expats are welcome, and they try to get you to become a resident as soon as possible.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Everybody recommends probably should live here for about a year.
before they decide
Before they
to
buy
stay.
a house, or if you want to buy a house or not, just live for a year. And usually to get a pensionado, which is if you're on a pension, if you make $1,000 a month for one person, and your wife has a retirement of maybe $500, I think $750 now. It's usually I think ours was $1,000 a piece to a lawyer, and there's prices from $1,000 a piece to $6,500 a piece. It
You
depends
gotta
on
find the right lawyer.
you find the right lawyer, and I won't even tell that story. But anyway, go ahead.
But they do encourage you to become a resident, and
Oh yeah, and if you are a pensionado, if you do have a pension, there's so many discounts you can get. You can get so many discounts as being, I mean, before I even got my cedula, which is the ID card, which is residency here in Panama, because of my looks, I always got the discount. I didn't have to ask. But
they always ask me. No,
they always ask.
I'm kidding.
She doesn't like to ask, is one thing.
Yeah, I don't.
She doesn't like to ask. She says, oh, I should get this guy. No, we went one time to a movie in Westland Mall, and we were with the Panamanian older lady, and she says, make sure you get the discount. Well, the movie was only $3.75 to go into the movie. I felt kind of embarrassed that, could I get that discount so I only pay $3.25? I mean, what's it in the United States now, $15 or $20 to go to a movie?
Yeah.
If you're into fishing,
Oh yeah.
and Pedasea is, which is an hour and a half, is a big fishing area.
Surfing is a big thing in Pedasea. If you really like the ocean, you like surfing, that area in this province is beautiful. It's beautiful for surfing.
Yeah, in driving distance, we're about 4.5 hours from Panama City. And I think it's 3.5 to Boquete, approximately, or 4 hours. 3.5 to 4 hours to
Depends
Boquete.
on
So
if
we're
you
kind of
drive
in
the
the middle
speed
of the
limit.
country. Chitre is kind of in the middle of the country.
Yeah, as far as medical care in Panama is concerned, there is one program that they can buy into. We just kind of heard about it. We've been involved in a program out of Panama City that is a federal program for people. They set it up for people that were involved in the Panama Canal Zone. And because he's a federal employee, retired from the post office, et cetera, he was able to receive benefits through that program. And so we are covered through that program in Panama, but there's also another program that covers people fairly well in this area from what I understand. So there are medical benefits available. They do not accept Medicare here or any other insurance from the US.
A lot of veterans that go to the VA hospitals in the United States realize that you're a veteran, you can go to the VA hospital in the United States, you can get anything covered. It's different overseas. Retirees that have TRICARE or veterans that have 100% disability, their dependents are under CHAMP VA, which covers, there's a small copay, and we can cover that in our area, in our different 6 clinics. Okay. And veterans that have disabilities are just covered in overseas, anywhere overseas, they're just covered for those rated disabilities.
Well, our story basically is I was a high-paid nurse in the Veterans Administration in Denver, Colorado. I had received training as a nurse practitioner, and then I contracted a parasite in Mexico, and it affected my vision. I couldn't see, I lost my vision. It affected my mind, it affected my kidneys and other parts of my body. And I was literally dying slowly, but gradually. The doctor said that I would not get better, that I would just gradually get worse and worse and then die. And my husband wanted to take me away from an area where I had been so disappointed in life because of losing my job. That was my identity. And I was extremely depressed, and he wanted one last adventure with me before I passed. So we came to Panama because Panama
Use the US dollar, and English is spoken in a lot of places. And we brought our granddaughter with us, so she was able to go to an international school in Coronado, plus she was able to go online to a school in Colorado.
She graduated from high school with 2 diplomas, one from the online school in the US and one from Panama. So I was becoming more and more incapacitated as time went by. We were here about 2 years in the area of Coronado originally, and we met a lady who said, God still heals today the same way Jesus did when he walked on the earth. And David told me about her and introduced me to her, and I began to have hope. She and another gentleman came and just prayed for me in the name of Jesus Christ, commanded the blindness to go, commanded all the parasites to leave my body, commanded me to be healed in Jesus' name. And the thing that changed immediately was I felt happy. I was on 3 different antidepressants, an anti-anxiety pill, clonazepam at night to help me sleep, Concerta during the day to help me function, many different medications, and a very strong pain medication because I suffered a lot of pain throughout my body. And I did notice that the pain was receding, but the thing that changed immediately was I felt happy. I had not felt happy for 4 years. Even in Panama, where it was warm, I didn't have friends here because I couldn't see, I couldn't enjoy the country because of the visual loss. But I was with my husband, who was my caretaker, and I told him, I don't want to go to Panama. I do not want to go to Panama. I want to go to Washington, where my daughter lives. And he says, well, will you just go with me and give it a try for 1 year? So I consented to go for 1 year. And then it extended to 2 years, and then I met the lady who believed that God could still heal. And I felt happy. It was a strange feeling to me. I'm going, wow, I could not get the smile off my face. And the 2 people that came and prayed for us noticed, and they felt very happy too. And when they left, the man said, it is finished. And I still couldn't see, and the pain was getting less. And I went to bed that night, and I did not notice, going up the stairs, there were 7 stairs to the upper level in the condominium where we lived. And I normally had to stop every 2 or 3 stairs and catch my breath because my kidneys were failing and I was filling up with fluids. I knew my time was near. And, but I walked right up the stairs. I didn't think about it. I just, as I looked back, I went, wow, I didn't have to stop every 2 to catch my breath. And in the morning when I woke up, I could see. My vision returned. I can read without glasses, I can drive, I can do all of the things even better than what I did before I lost my vision. And there was no pain except a little bit in my left knee. It took 2 weeks and then that went away. And I'd been suffering with this kind of horrible pain for 4 years. And it was like I was set free. I was a different person. My life changed, and my husband's life began to change also. Not as dramatically, as quickly as mine did, but he began to change too. And as time went by, I became involved in a ministry called God's Eyes. And they did examinations on people, and optometrists examined them, and we put glasses together for them according to their prescription. And people that could not receive help with glasses, who had dense cataracts or other visual issues or other issues, they came out to the team who would pray for them for healing and for whatever we felt led to pray for. And I was part of the prayer team. And a man that was deaf and mute for 38 years was healed in front of my eyes. And there was a group of 10 who prayed for him. And I've seen people with dense cataracts be healed. They were led in by the family members and walked out on their own. I've seen miracle upon miracle through that organization. Then when God's Eyes shifted to Boquete and the original optometrist went back to the States, he asked us to come to Chitre. And so we came to Chitre because I wanted to continue to be involved in the God's Eyes ministry here. And for another year, we continued it, and then the ministry moved to Boquete area. And the process of being involved in the ministry here, we went to many outlying areas. It got me excited about ministering to people who lived in houses that had dirt floors. The third world side of Panama is where we ministered mostly. And I felt a calling to touch these people with the love of God. He does the administrative part of the ministry. Shopping. He does all the shopping. He brings all the food, bags and bags of rice and beans and cookies and all kinds of things home. And we put together bags of food and distribute them to people. We also take free reading glasses, some glasses for distance, but mostly reading glasses in different powers. And we give out free glasses. God's Eyes International does help us. They send free glasses to us so that we can distribute them to people. And sometimes they send us specialized prescription lenses. One young lady here in Chitre a 15-year-old girl who needed glasses. Our reading glasses didn't help because her vision, she had a problem that could not be corrected just with visual enhancement. She needed special lenses, and so they, instead of paying $300 here for the glasses, they prepared them and mailed them to us for her. So we do things like that. And we also, because of my medical background, we do free blood sugars for people out there. We go back repeatedly in the mountains. We go to the different areas every other week. There are 5 different areas that we visit in the mountains, and we alternate the weekends. And we do free blood pressures. If I see that their blood sugars are high, then we begin to counsel them. You need to see the doctor. Tell the doctor that you need possibly a second medication with the metformin. You may need glyburide, you may need something else, but you need more because you're not being controlled. And so I give advice, but I don't prescribe, because in this country as a practitioner, I can't practice. Professionals cannot practice in this country except by special ordination by the government. And so if you're a pharmacist, lawyer, doctor, any professional, nurse, you can't practice in this country for wages.
We support ourselves. We don't have a church back in the U.S. or people back in the U.S. Once in a while we have people send us some money, which is great, donations, which is great, but we more or less are on retirement and we can support ourselves. My wife, the pandemic started, what, March of, was it 2020? The one thing that upset my wife most about the pandemic was she was held in the house for a week, couldn't leave. She went and got 3 different passes from 3 different areas.
Yeah.
Because she delivers food.
Yeah, from the
So
health
we've been delivering
department.
food since the pandemic started, 60 to 70 bags a week. A week? Yes, a week we've been delivering. So it's been going on for
2 years.
almost 2 years, yeah, almost 2 years. So we like it, and we can afford. We're not rich, but we can afford to do that. And like I say, she talks about having Bible studies in the mountains. Okay, she's got 11 different Bible studies going on, not just all in the mountains, around town here too. So it's not just, oh, I got a couple Bible studies going in the mountains. No. My wife, if she had her own business back in the States, is more or less a workaholic. I am not a workaholic. I know how to relax. My wife does not. But anyway.
And when we first came to Panama, he would be sitting there watching TV, and I say, you really do know, you really are retired. You do know how to retire. I don't know how to retire. And being as sick as I was, it was horrifying for me. The depression was huge. But I don't take any medication except something for my cholesterol. And that's the only medication I take. I am medication free, and I had a thyroid condition that was healed. My eyes were healed. My brain was healed. I don't know, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. It's been a wonderful experience. Coming to Panama in the beginning was not happy for me. The first 2 years I was more and more debilitated, and it continued to be less and less happy for me. But after God touched my body, my life changed, my whole person. I was 65 when God healed me. I'm 75 years old now. And my husband's 74. I robbed the cradle.
Rob the